So everyone knows English, but in English sometimes it's depend on your thought process, it depend on your mother tongue also.
True.
Because what you told us that if you want to speak fluently, then think in English and think, I mean, speak in English.
Yes,
But
yes,
it is
agree.
not possible. It is not possible for everyone. For beginners also it is
Mm-hmm.
possible for expert person. But
Mm-hmm.
what about the beginners? Like
Mm.
beginners, their processes to think in their mother tongue and then they try to translate in English. This is the way.
Yes,
So
yes.
same thing, ma'am. It's applicable for the public speaker, those who are speaking in the particular language. Means
Mm-hmm.
not necessary is in English, but yes, it is required ki wherever you are presenting, so you have to do the study about the local language. If it is not in
Absolutely.
English, ma'am, that is
Mm-hmm.
my opinion. So I
Absolutely,
think,
absolutely.
is it correct?
Yes, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Ma'am, here it is like mostly about not being correct or incorrect. It is about the ideas that you are sharing. Of
Yeah.
course, that
Yeah, means my thinking is on a correct way, I think so.
yeah, absolutely. Where
Mm-hmm.
you have to get wherever you speak, if even if you're speaking to a single person, you need to
Mm.
understand. We all actually need to understand the
Yeah.
pulse and instinct of the listener. If you don't know
Mm-hmm.
what that person mind frame is or which pulse he is in, we
Mm-hmm.
see, when we speak to a child we speak differently, when we speak to an adult we speak differently. Maybe we are putting
Yes,
forward
ma'am.
the same thought, but of course
Mm-hmm.
to a child I cannot express my thoughts and opinions like I do for an adult. So absolutely,
Yeah.
your background, what you are talking about is absolutely correct, and it is
Yeah.
agreed upon.
Thank you, ma'am.
So in fact, Dr. Netra ma'am mentioned about one thing, that
Mhm.
if you are an expert, you can speak fluently.
Mhm.
So I agree with that. However, there is one particular thing I would like to mention here, is that to walk 1,000 miles, you have to start with first step.
First step,
Yes.
yes.
Okay, I would like to repeat. Okay, to walk 1,000 miles, you have to start with first step. My question to others, okay, is what is that holding you back? So in fact, today's session, Kasturi, is not about being a good communicator, or
Mhm.
that was not topic in fact. So because
Mhm.
of the situation and because of the context, I thought
Yes.
of
No, no,
I
actually, this
thought of-
is, Satish, I tell you that this is a very important topic. It actually helps a lot of people to, break the ice and come forward, gain confidence, and then talk. If there is no interactions, our sessions actually fall flat.
Yes, I agree. So what is that
No,
holding you
ma'am.
back? So हिंदी में भी बोलिए ठीक है. Why others are not really debating or showing interest or talking, expressing their views? Yeah, I mean, what is that holding you back?
May I, sir?
Yeah,
Yes,
sure, sure.
yes, ma'am.
Uh, the lack of confidence, the uh, low knowledge about what the topic, what we communicate, and the hesitation. That is, the lack of confidence is the main, uh, actually, the point the people holds back.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the thinking of, if I am speak, it may be the wrong. So
No, that is the problem with our mindset. I think nobody is going to judge you, and I'll tell you a very crazy thing, Rajata ma'am. I hail from a village. Okay, so after my PU, I mean second PU, I came to know that there is something called Hindu English paper. You're
Okay.
getting my point, right? So after my second PU, when I came to the college, okay, I mean it was a hostel, and I came to know, oh, okay, there is apart from Prajavani, Udaya Karnataka, I mean these are all Kannada newspapers. So I came to know that okay, there is a newspaper named Hindu, and so that was my, can say, innocency, or I don't know what to tell. Then what happened was, luckily I had a couple of classmates from Meghalaya and from other states, in fact, especially from Northeast.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I was not aware of Hindi as well. I mean, it was not the zamana of TV, right? I'm talking about pre-Ramayana and Mahabharata era. So my mother tongue was Kannada, and to interact with them. So it was very funny for us. Okay, it's an innocent thing. It was so funny to talk with them because they never knew Kannada and I never knew Hindi. So started speaking with the people, my classmates, with broken English. So because it was a fun, in fact, we thought nobody is going to judge because we are all the same, hailing from Kannada medium. So I think after 4 years, thanks to those Northeast classmates, and even though it was a funny thing to try, but we tried and learned something. So I don't know what is holding people back, because in these sessions I don't think no one is going to judge you. Okay,
Yes,
I don't think
absolutely.
people will judge.
Uh,
Yeah,
Satish, for that matter, I would like to share something very interesting. You are talking about a time when TV was not that prevalent, or you were already an adult by that time. And
correct.
I tell you, my daughter, who is only 6 years old, she, like, because 2 years they were, due to the pandemic, they were at home, because still being carrying on with the online classes, or the TV, the English shows that they watch, she still now, she doesn't, after joining school, she doesn't talk to her friends. The reason being that we don't understand Kannada, and
Mhm.
there are very less Bengali people here, I mean, to the school where she goes. And she says, Mama, if I talk to them, I have to speak in English, and maybe I'll say something wrong. I think it is mainly the confidence across all ages and generation that holds them back from talking.
Mhm. Okay. Okay.
I
So
mean, that's very, I was really, because children usually, they do not have this sense. Adults, okay, I may be wrong, I may not be able to speak, people might make fun of me, these things they at least think before speaking. But children, they don't think so much, they just go on speaking. But then
correct.
she came back and said, maybe Mama, I won't be able to speak very clearly, and maybe my friends will not understand, so I don't speak, I prefer to stay quiet and silent. So what ma'am said, that lack of confidence, or like, maybe I will be wrong. That is what holds them back from talking.
It is kya
So
kahenge log,
Satish,
like that.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so Satish, like I have just one suggestion.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, so actually, I don't know because I don't know personally all the participants here. But then what I just feel is that, like, so if you could give them a chance, while during interaction, if they can speak in their own dialect, I think no, because like you will understand your language in the south, and then they may know Hindi, but then like they cannot speak English. Maybe I thought, but not during the classes. I mean to say, like, while just to let them, to speak it out. If you can give them a chance, they can talk in their Hindi or in their own language. Maybe like if you the language that you could understand and interpret it for us, it'll be one thing. It'll be good. So I believe because you understand, if
No,
you don't know
Correct,
no,
correct.
English, and
no,
then like
no,
it's
no.
really difficult to open a mouth. They may thought that
No,
even me
I
when
don't agree with you.
uh,
I don't agree with you, mainly because one thing is that we are trying to help the people to speak better, communicate better, not only speaking, communicate better. So
Communicate.
LSRW skills. So I understand that people are practicing listening more. Okay,
Mm.
however, less of speaking anyway. So I'm sure people are very good in writing. Okay, so. Uh, Anyway, so connecting with yourself and connecting with others. So I would like to take the discussion to next level.
Mhm.
So especially in speaking, what happens is unless we have a clear idea of what to tell, what to convey, and then how do you really connect with the others. So I'm sure. So in today's session, there are so many professors and lecturers, and you are the people who talk with the students day in and day out, and I'm sure you are better in this art of connecting with others. So, in fact, I would like to mention one small incident. So, आपका भी होगा. I mean, everybody has their own stories in the colleges. So sorry to mention this. So one of my teachers, our classmates, I mean, way back in 99, so our classmates used to say that he is a silkworm. वो घोल घोल घूमता है. So हाँ, वो गोल गोल घूमता है और silkworm. What how silkworm works,
Yes.
right? What it does
Yes.
is it basically it weaves that silk on its own body, and it's like gol gol ghumna. In the sense, one of my teacher, he was like, he used to talk a lot but not to the point. Okay. Of course, I have borrowed a lot of his style anyway. So connecting with others, it is very important, and that's what happens when I go and talk with doctoral students. Very recently, I was speaking with doctoral students and helping them to really make the research papers better. Uh, it is very difficult to connect with them. I found that the thought process is entirely different. I mean, they are in some different sphere, and I am in some different sphere. So I have to stand in their shoes and connect to them. So let me give a small example. So being a PhD scholar or a researcher doing your doctoral studies, you want to publish papers, you want to do research. So then I started from that. So I have some publications with ISBN numbers, and I told them about how I wrote and somehow connected with them. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, it the how do you really connect with your audience? So that is very, very, very important. Instead of talking what we know, so, for example, I have a talk day after tomorrow in Mangalore University, and when I go there, I have to really understand who are all the audience. So, whether they are degree students or post graduation students or even the faculty. So, depending on the audience, I have to bring that relevance. Okay, and then you have to connect with others. Anyway,
Mm.
so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Satish. Like I also was talking in the same line when I told you that how you talk with adults and how you talk with children, that only differs. And we do that by default.
Right.
So that is applicable in all stages with everybody for that matter.
Okay, so of course, today's topic is not about confident communication. However, what I observed is that couple of participants, they open up and they speak well. So I thought of bringing this particular
Yeah.
presentation for today's discussion. Of course, Chandrasekhar is also not there. If he because he is a great orator, and he in his profession he really uh, say conducted so many workshops, and I'm sure he can help us a lot. So let us wait for him in the next in the coming week. So to conclude, in fact, confident communication, I said confident, which is very important, right? In fact, energy is also important. You can really observe if you create some videos and all, you can really observe your energy. If your energy is low, okay, or if your thought process is not very clear, if you have not prepared enough, then what happens is you will use lot of pauses, you beat around the bush, and you will not convey what to convey, what
Yes.
exactly to convey. Okay, so to conclude, again, I would like to request other participants to open up, speak, interact, and it's your sessions, in fact, and it is for you. And please ask your colleagues also to join back, and even we can change the session. Instead of Sunday, we can make it any other convenient day for you. So at the end of the day, we want to support you, and we want to be with you, and we would like to help you anyway. So in conclusion, organizing your thoughts, I mentioned with you, right? I mean, if you are not really great in addressing a group, or talk to a group of people, then it is always better to make that mental model, or preparation, making preparation mentally, right? Speaking slowly, naturally, and confidently. I think I should learn this, because I talk too much and I talk too fast. Naturally and confidently, breathing properly. Okay, so uh, this is a very important thing. So in fact, using the pause, using the voice modulation are much more important when you communicate. Especially, I'm talking about speaking skills. Okay, using your body to reinforce speech. Uh, this is more in a classroom environment, or this is more in a, say, a conference, or when you are addressing a group of people. So this is like hand gestures, and you really hit the nail on the head by using your hand. That confidence, and that voice modulation, and reinforcing your speech with your body language is pretty important. And managing facial expressions, I uh, I always used bit of humor, in fact, because what happens is that if I am talking to you, there will be a glass door. Okay, there will be say, some sort of a wall, mental wall between you and me. You think that, okay, I mean, ye pata nahi hai kaun hai, who is this guy Satish, talking too much, and he's trying. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why should I listen to him, and I will be having the fear that I don't know who is sitting that side, some senior person, and may judge me, and all those the wall, the mental wall will be there. So similar thing will you experience when you speak with a large group of audience. So in my opinion, you should, to connect with the people, to connect with your audience, always bring bit of humor, because people like that humor approach. I mean, it basically eases the eases the entire air aura, right? So otherwise, we are all, in fact, tuned, or trained, or conditioned uh, to listen very attentively, and very what you can say, with stiffness. So always, I mean, depending on the situation, I'm not saying that you should be very humorous in your board meeting. I'm not saying that. Okay, I'm not saying that. So depending on the situation. So especially for when you address the students, in my opinion, it is always to use bit of humor, not more, not less. Okay, so
There
handling
should
nervous,
be a balance. That is the
yes, there
important.
should be a balance. There should be a balance of, yeah, I have seen that, too much humor will spoil. So, uh, handling nervousness.
Especially,
it-
yeah,
Huh.
just one thing, Satish here, especially in case
Mhm,
of students, because
mhm,
the first thing is that they always are very apprehensive about teachers. Like they don't
correct.
know how teachers are going to behave. Now, it is a very crucial point. If a teacher becomes too lenient through humor and all, they seem to take them for granted. Again, if you
Correct.
are very serious, they don't connect with you. So it is a very tricky situation for that matter.
I think you have to practice that, and then you have to learn that art.
Hmm.
Is it not? Somewhere you have to be
Yes,
firm, you
yes.
have to be clear, and then you have to connect with them and convey the message as well, right? So handling nervousness, if at all you are
Mm-hmm.
nervous,
Mm-hmm.
okay. If at all you are nervous, yeah. So I have seen, even
I think most of our guests are. Yeah, most of
okay.
our guests are.
Guests are right. So I have seen, in international conferences, or I mean, even conferences in the universities or colleges, whenever guests they speak, the mic basically, it really shows their nervousness. So in the voice itself, you can identify, right?
Yes,
Anyway,
yes.
so handling nervousness is important. The question is how. The question is
Mm-hmm.
how. Uh, I have not. I haven't felt much of nervousness anywhere. However, maybe a deep breathing may help. I heard this. Okay, deep breathing may help, and focusing on what to tell may help. And voice modulation is very important to make the impact. And
Yes.
so, in my opinion, that why you lower your voice, and when you want to give that punchline, or when you want to convey the message, you increase your voice, and you give that pause and then convey it. So I always do, I always repeat so that you know
Mm-hmm.
I can convey the message very clear. Eye contact. So I'm sure today's guests are better uh, to talk about this, because they have to handle the backbenchers and
Yes.
eye contact, and of course the gestures. So how you really use your body language to communicate. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think so. There are so many other topics or other. Yeah.
One more thing I would like to add here, Satish, is when we try to speak, or maybe when we are speaking for the first time,
Mhm,
I mean addressing a crowd or maybe a couple of students, whoever it is,
mhm.
try to break the nervousness. You can actually try to speak in short sentences, not
Correct.
not going on in a flow. Break it. Maybe spread your ideas across through maybe multiple sentences. Don't try to put it in one and just share it across. Don't be in a hurry. Slow down, like you had already mentioned. So it's using smaller sentences will actually help you. That will actually help you to compose and to arrange your thoughts in a very specific way.